Jai Hind everyone, my name is Kamini Tanwar. I am assistant professor in AKGEC Engineering College in IT department. Today we will discuss about a term that is blockchain. This is the topic from a subject blockchain architecture and design. This is a subject that we taught in third year BTech third year. So in today's lecture we will discuss about the term, or we will discuss about the introduction to the blockchain. So in today's lecture, we have the content that we will discuss in the lecture, that is blockchain introduction, why blockchain is so popular, what are the major problem of centralized system, that means that the traditional system or the system we are using now. And then we will compare the systems between comparing the terms centralized, decentralized and distributed. And after that we will see the features of blockchain, that there are some features on which blockchain is working, or why it is so popular on the basis of these features. So these are the content. So at very first, if I am talking about what is blockchain, blockchain is a term that is decentralized computation and information sharing platform that enables multiple authoritative domain do not trust each other to cooperate, coordinate, collaborate in a rational decision making process. Basically, if I am talking about what is this term blockchain, blockchain is a emerging technique that is in today's scenario it is very famous because of its some popular features, like it is work on the decentralized computation. That means if I am focusing on the word that is decentralized, means before decentralization we are working with the system that is a centralized system. Like if you are comparing this, if I am talking about in our bank system, the bank system is our centralized system. So in centralized system, what is happening there, that a complete dependency on a central, and all the connections depends on that central system, like our banks. If there is some failure or is some issues in the central system, that means your system is not work properly at that time. So we introduce a new term that is blockchain, and this term is work on the decentralized system. Okay, this is only a single term that I am discussing here. Okay, next is if I am talking about blockchain, that is blockchain is basically holds exactly the same copy of the data at the same instance of the time. That means this is the diagram, or this is the structure of a decentralized system that I am talking about. The blockchain is work on the decentralized system, that these are the nodes in our system, or this is same as our centralized system, same we are having the nodes in our centralized system, and all nodes are depending on a single node, that is your central system. But if you see the diagram of this blockchain here, the diagram is different from the centralized system that I am in next slide, or in earlier slide I will later slides I will tell you the difference between the centralized and decentralized system. Okay, so I am just telling about the blockchain, how blockchain is basically work. Blockchain means everyone hold exactly the same copy of the data at some instance of the time. That means this is the repository where a data is stored, and this repository means that you are seeing that on the same, every node having the same type of repository. That means every node having same data, or you can say the everyone holds the exactly same copy of the data. This is the feature of a blockchain, one of the most important feature of the blockchain. And the second one, if I am talking about the blockchain, that is it is a immutable append only ever growing chain of data. What does that mean? That is immutable append. Immutable, if I am focusing on the word immutable, immutable means that we cannot change anything in our data, or in any database we cannot change anything. But it is not possible with our traditional database system. If you want, you have seen that if you want to append anything, that is easily appendable in our traditional database. But if I am talking about a blockchain, blockchain work on the property that append only technology, you can say, means first your data is added into the repository, or you can say the database, then you cannot change, or you cannot delete, add, you cannot alter, you cannot do any modification in that repository. That is means the immutable. Means if I am saying that mutable means you can change easily in the data. And what will happen with that immutability? That if we are saying that the data can be immutable, that means anyone can change the data, anyone can hack the data, anyone can do anything with that data. But with the help of this feature immutable, that our blockchain is having this property that our data is safe. That means once anything is added in this repository, that means that added, or that can be the transaction is added here, and the same transaction is reflected in each other nodes or each nodes repository, because I have already earlier told that everyone hold the same exact copy of the data. So that means same data or same transaction is added or and reflected everywhere if any changes there. But you cannot change it. Suppose by mistaken we have added the wrong transaction, or we are added some wrong entry in it, then it is not allowable to change that data. That's why we are saying that immutable append only ever-growing chain of data. That means whenever the blockchain chain is growing, so you cannot change the data. Okay, then the third one is as is written here also, that data once added cannot be deleted, modified later. That is mean the immutability. Okay, and because of the nature of decentralization, there is no central database to store the chain. Everyone keep a copy of the chain and process data locally. That means everyone having the same copy of data. So there is no such property or no such that system that there is a central system, and in that central system we are storing the data, and whenever anyone wants the data we can access from that central system. No, I am a node and I am having my data, means I am connected with a distributed data, and in that distributed data, whenever any changes is happening, whenever anything is happening, or any transaction or any data we are storing, the data will reflect in my database also. This is the most important feature of our blockchain property, blockchain technology. Okay. So, if a new information is added to the chain in the form of new block, means in blockchain, how blockchain is work, basically in blockchain we are having some blocks, and each block is storing the transactions that is going on that network. So like if I am giving example blockchain. Okay, so like this is a block 1, or you can say block starting block. Then this is your block 1 and block then block 2. Okay, and with the help of a chain, this is basically attaching. That's why we are saying this is a blockchain. So how blockchain is work? Suppose I am talking about this statement that new information is added to the chain in the form of new blocks. That means this is a single block. If this storage is completed, or the full, or if this database is full, then a new block is created and now storing in that block. If this will fill, then a new block is created. If this will already fill, then a new block will create it. That means whenever a new information or arise in that network, because it is a network, and in that network we are having lots of nodes and millions of nodes, we can say, in this decentralized network, and this network is basically work as a publicly. Then that means that everyone can enter in this network and connected with this other nodes. So in this type of network, that means we are requiring a large amount of space, and in that form we are having blocks, but these blocks are having limited space, and in limited space, so how a lot of data we can store in a small limited block, in a small storage, how we can store that data. So for that, how it will work? Whenever the new information is arise in that network, and that is added in the form of new blocks. Okay, and it is in the same way, we are not allowed to add new block randomly or automatically it will create. There is some process, there is some flow how the block is created, means there is some process, according to that we are creating the block. It's not automatically created a block and automatically storing the information in that. Okay, no, that means blockchain ensure that every party has the same view of the blockchain always. That means in that network all the nodes can see the same thing. That means if in this we are having 1 2 3, that means similarly here also, here also, here also. That means entire blockchain network we are having the same view. Information is basically transparent. We can say in one word that information is the transparent to everyone. So everyone, and whenever you want to add something or whenever you want to see something, there is some process, there is some rule, there is some protocols that this blockchain network is follow. That means whenever anyone wants to see or wants to access, wants to add, that time we have to verify and validate that term. Okay, we will discuss later. What do you mean by what that means work? That means in the working of the blockchain, I will explain this term. Okay. So let's see the example. If I am comparing this blockchain technology with our traditional block system, that means I am talking about the information. If suppose we want to share information between two parties, like we are having Alice here, one Alice and one Bob, you can say any two parties we are having, and both want to share the information with each other. So in that case, what is happening here? If party 1, that means Alice will write content in the document and then will share the document with Bob. Suppose first she writes something and then the return information she share with the other party, that means share with the Bob. Now what will happening? Bob will update the document with the content and share the content document again with the Alice. Now this is the part of Alice, and in other hand, when the Bob get that data, get that information, now he will edit and update that information and then send the data. That means in this way you can say the traditional, or you can say between two parties we are sharing the information. Next, after that we are saying that there is, I'm taking the example of Google Docs, how it will work. There is a centralized system, that means it work on the centralized system, and sharing the same system, both are editing on with each other. In this, what is the problem? In this architecture, what is the problem? That both will not update the document simultaneously. This is the fundamental drawback for the architecture. That means we move to shared Google Docs in which both the user can edit simultaneously. This is the basically biggest disadvantage of centralized network, or you can say decentralized environment, because this type of platform is basically work on the centralized system, and centralized system providing us some problems. So this is our traditional system. And if I'm talking about some major, major centralized problems, major problem in our centralized system, that means it works like a single point of failure. As I have earlier told that this is our centralized system. You can take an example of centralized system. That means this is the point of failure. Point of failure. That means, because we are saying centralized system, that means a single point hold all the information, or you can say with the help of that single point we are accessing everything there. That means it is the dependency of others on a single node. That means it is very difficult to whenever is problem arise on the single point of failure, that means this is failed. Suppose we can say this system is failed, then what will happen with others? Because all are accessing data from there, and all data is stored on this system only, then there is a big problem. That means you can say if do not have sufficient bandwidth to load Google Docs, then we will not able to edit the documents. Or you can, the second problem, you can say the server crash. Suppose this system is server crash, then our whole data will deleted. Although this type of problem is not we have seen yet, that server crashing problem, dedicated server structure, this type of you can say, but in so many cases we can say if we do not have a power backup, or we do not have a backup from our data, then how we can get the data back if our system is failed or if our server is failed. So this is the major problem, you can say. In that case, intra information gets lost, or even you want to make fail safe, then need to keep a backup. As I have told that we need a backup for that, and for backup is basically further a very lengthy process, and maybe there is that much amount of backup is there, or maybe not available. So this is the basically big problem we are seeing in our decentralized system. So after decentralization, we move on the distributed platform. Now there is the second term, that is distributed platform. We have now I will comparing all the three terms, that what is centralized, what is decentralized, and what is distributed. As blockchain, as our traditional system, that means our database system is work, or you can say on this centralized system, and our blockchain will work on or working on the both the system. That depends the types of blockchain, which type of blockchain is using the decentralized and which type of blockchain is using the distributed system. Now we will discuss the difference between centralized, decentralized, and distributed. What are these three terms? As this in first picture that shows the centralized system, that means you can see these are the nodes. We can say these are the nodes, or you can say the link which are linking with each other. And you can see clearly in this picture that all the nodes are focusing on a single nodes. That's why we are saying this is a centralized system. Means overall focus on a single node. The second one is your decentralized system. That means partially distributed, you can say, or partially centralized system, you can say. That means there are multiple central systems here. Like if you are aparting from this one, from this network, you can say this is a centralized system. That means multiple centralized system, when connected with each other, that become a decentralized system, you can say. Means there is not a single point of failure. Means difference, you can say this is your single point of failure, and here is multiple points. Means if any point, suppose we can say this will not work properly, or you can say here this system or these nodes are failed, then is there an effect, or you can say the system crash, or completely your network will be crashed? No, it is not possible, because there are multiple points also available in that network. But in this, if this system or this point of failure is failed, then that means all system is your fail. Next is your distributed system. That means here not a single point, that means not the property that follow this decentralized system, that is your multiple point of failure. But in distributed, there is no such case, no any point or no multiple points, or means individually all nodes are connected with each other. That means in this network, suppose I am taking example, we are having 5 nodes in a network. How we can say this is a distributed? Means all nodes are connected with each other. All nodes having the property to connected with each other. So you can say this is a decentralized, distributed network. Okay. Now, this is the theory of that distributed centralized system. That means this work on the central coordination system. That means a single point of single point where all the coordinates are work, or you're going to focusing on a single point, that is your central coordination system. And there is a problem, that is if this central coordination system is failed, that means all nodes are disconnected. So this is the problem in decentralized system. The second one is your decentralized system. Decentralized system is basically having few coordinates, and all you can say here can tolerate multiple failures. You can say that in our central system there is a single failure, that means that cannot tolerate, and here we are having multiple failures, means our system will crash after the multiple failures. And the third one is your distributed system, that this is a system where our blockchain is basically work, and here there is, if any one single point of node is failed, that means that not means, or you can say the multiple nodes is failed, that also not means that your system is failed completely. So this is your system. And what is the ideal solution for this problem? This problem is blockchain is a platform that will help you support this kind of decentralized, means I have told you that blockchain work on both the systems or both the platform, that is decentralized plus your distributed platforms. Okay, like we can see here both having the same copy and the data having the same data, means if there is some change, if ls do some changes here, then that change will reflect here also. Okay, so this is the ideal solution for this problem. So this is basically simplified view you can say. Every node maintain local copy of global data sheet. The local copy at every node is identical, that means same for all, and local copy are always updated on the basis of global information. Whenever we get the information, that the data will be updated, information will be updated. And here are some important keywords for blockchain. That means you can say blockchain is open, that means anyone can access that data, I mean accessible to all, open to all, you can say anyone can join in the network. Then distributed and decentralized, means that blockchain work on the both decentralized and distributed network. Then it is very efficient, means that is very fast and scalable in terms of if you are comparing with the traditional system. And the important feature of the blockchain is that is verifiable. That means blockchain, if you want to add any information in the network, then it must be validation, it must be verified by the other nodes, and then only you can add that information in that network. This is the important feature for the you can say, or important term for blockchain. And that next one is, or you can last one is your permanent. That means once I have earlier told that it is immutable property follow. Once you have added anything, once your data is added in the blockchain network, that will not be altered by anyone. That's why you can say that is permanent data stored. And one more property that it follow, that is transparent to all. In that network, in that blockchain network, everyone having same ledger, you can say same repository where the data is stored, and the same data will reflect with another nodes. So there is a complete transparency with immutable property, means the data is seen to everyone, but no one can change the data by self. This is the property, or you can this is advantage of blockchain, or as well as this is a limitation of blockchain also, that it follow the immutable property. So that's it for this lecture. Thank you.